One major hazard in an enclosed space is the atmosphere. The oxygen level might be below that required to support life. There may also be poisonous gas present, such as hydrogen sulfide, nitrogen and carbon monoxide, which can be fatal when breathed in. And there may also be long-term health effects that are caused by the carcinogen benzene. There may also be flammable hydrocarbon gas present and hydrogen sulfide, which are both flammable and toxic. You should always use a meter to assess the level of oxygen before entering an enclosed space. This should be done at various levels within a large space and particularly at the work area. Normal air contains approximately 21% oxygen. But this is reduced when rusting is present, as the rusting process uses oxygen from the enclosed air. These kinds of spaces include water ballast tanks, chain lockers, and duct-keeled spaces. But they can be any area where rusting is taking place. Portable oxygen testing equipment consists of a sensor with a readout, which indicates the percentage of oxygen present within the space atmosphere. The device is used by a person in the space or remotely using a probe or sample tube. Wear breathing apparatus to confirm levels of oxygen in a large space, or if there is any doubt about the level of oxygen in the enclosed space atmosphere. Cargo risk assessment will indicate tests required for associated flammable or toxic vapors. When testing an enclosed space, the IMO states that the atmosphere of the space should be tested as appropriate with properly calibrated instruments to ascertain acceptable levels of oxygen and acceptable levels of flammable or toxic vapors. When testing for explosive, flammable mixtures, gas test equipment gives results based on the lower flammable limit. Ideally, entry is made with a reading of 0 LFL. However, a reading of up to 1% is a safety allowance. This type of explosimeter test equipment will probably not indicate the toxic nature of the atmosphere. There are human exposure limits that make the space unsafe to work in for any length of time if exceeded. The text shows the IMO recommendation, which is not more than 50% of the occupational exposure limit. Depending on the nature of the vessel and its cargo, other toxic gases may be present, and there will be appropriate testing equipment supplied for these. As a minimum requirement under the IMO and SOLAS, your ship must carry portable test equipment capable of testing for oxygen, flammable gas, hydrogen sulfide, and carbon monoxide. There are many testing devices sold that tend to vary in their functionality. As risk assessments indicate the possible gas present, suitable equipment can then be purchased by a company and used on board. A common type of system testing for many types of toxic substances is the Draeger tube. To do this, place a tube in the equipment for a specific gas and draw an air sample from the enclosed space atmosphere through it. The tube contains a reactive chemical that detects the specific gas and changes color, with the level of color indicating the amount of gas present in the sample. Additionally, semiconductor-based testing devices are available, and these are also designed to test for a specific toxic substance.